Warm welcome friends on behalf of Vcaninspire. I am Dr. Shivaram Krishnan. Let's go straight. This video is about creative writing. I have a fair bit of experience in creative writing. I still do a lot of creative writing. That includes poetry both in English and Hindi, stories, incidents, blogs, articles. So, what are the elements of creative writing? Can everybody do it? Of course, one has to have an interest in writing. Very few people do have an interest in or the inclination in writing. But if somebody has an inclination in writing, one must not hesitate to put pen on paper. One should begin. The first element in creative writing is to begin, is to write whatever one can. It doesn't matter if it follows a particular grammar, follows a particular style, has limitation of words, has a limitation of process or sequencing. It doesn't matter in the beginning. It can happen gradually, but then one can learn, or one has to learn. Sometimes people like me are very fortunate to have good teachers, both in college and school and later on, who continuously honed my skills of writing. I could share a number of things through this video, but then the video has to be short. We have a course on creative writing. In case you need, you can of course contact us. But then what is the main element? The main element is always imagination. Now, does the imagination just happen? Well, it doesn't just happen. An imagination about a particular event or a particular system or a particular incident has to have a sequence. And to describe that sequence, one has to visualize. Sometimes one has to create an imagery also. But then there is always this trigger on the basis of which one begins writing. So the trigger can be anything during the day. It can be a picture which one has seen. It can be a person whom one has seen somewhere. It can be a particular incident, very small incident like as simple as a spider climbing or an ant moving or a cockroach moving or all these are incidents. Similarly, there can be incidents of laughter or a joke which has happened in real life. These are triggers, and these triggers are to be noted. Please remember one thing, that when something strikes or triggers, one has to note down. Otherwise, it just passes off. This is an important part of creative writing. The second, as I said, is to begin. Always, put pen on paper. Write whatever. Unfortunately, I have to repeat that once again. Now, as I said, imagination is a matter of development. So, if one is imagining about the present crisis of migrant laborers, one has to visualize their pain, one has to visualize their mobility, one has to visualize what are the hunger and what are the sufferings they are going on, and then put them down in sequence. And then one has to see whether one wants to write it in the form of an incident or an event or an article or a blog or a poem. So, what did we learn here? We just learned that there is a trigger. Then the trigger must have visualization for the entire incident. And then that visualization has to be sequenced. And then one has to write. So, when one tries to write, visualize and write, one needs words. Now, how can the words come? Well, that is the practice, and that happens over a period of time. It's not that one learns the words, memorizes the words. One learns it through the use. For that, of course, one does some good reading. One does consult the dictionary. So, friends, there can be a short course which we can help you to do, and then you can satisfy your desire for creative writing. Till that time, say goodbye. From Vcaninspire. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat.